and notched it out so that this wheel weight would go on right here. So you've seen me mount wheels and tires by hand before, and I do have equipment. I've got a couple of tire machines and a balancer, and I only do my buddies' hot rods and stuff like that. I don't do anything. I'll usually just try to help somebody out. But it is not a problem if you interview the tire store that you carry your stuff to. Ask them how they do it, how they balance them, how they install them. Let them know how particular you might be about your product. Because let me show you something real quick here. This is how they took a $25 trim ring and notched it out so that this wheel weight would go on right here. Now, had it been an experienced guy, he could have static balanced it and just put weights just on the back side. So what they did here was ruin this trim ring on a nice car by notching it out like that. So it's not that much trouble to ask your local tire store that's doing your work for you to only put weights on the back side. Better yet, if you don't want weights at all on your wheels, or your wheels are old and they got a rounded lip to them on both sides, say a Halibrand or something like that, there's a product called balance beads. So if you're picky and you've got an old set of Halibrands that are worth about $8,000 and you don't want stick-on weights, there's no provisions to put the hammer-on aluminum weights on there. There's a product that's called balance beads. Balance beads, beads like a necklace. If you use that product, you can buy individual packages for the size of tire that you have. Typically, I buy it in bulk and I'll put 2 ounces in a car tire. 2 ounces of weight or 2 ounces of balance beads in that tire usually will get the job done. There is a little tool that you could add beads to it by unremoving the Schrader valve stem core and then put them in with like a kind of like a vintage ketchup bottle that you squeeze. It's got the little point on it. Squeeze some balance beads in there, blow off the valve, reinsert the valve needle back in there so you can put air in it and the air will stay. Those beads will cling to the outside of the tire as it starts to rotate. At around 20-25 miles an hour, they'll start clinging to the area of the tire on the inside that needs the weight thrown to it. And they will stay there until the tire stops rotating. And then of course, they'll fall back down with gravity to the bottom of the tire. Once the tire starts spinning again, those balance beads will be thrown back out to the area of the tire that needs to be balanced. With that, doing that, that tire will stay balanced for the longevity as long as you don't take any air out of it. If you take the air out of it, chances are if the stem's on the bottom, it'll pull some of those beads out because they're lightweight. You may have to put some more beads in. Now, as the tire gets worn, you may have to add more beads to it if you have a wear problem with your tire. Say it's wearing heavy on one side, or you have river wear in the tire because you've got a bad shock and the shock is hopping up and down and creating high and low spots in the tire. Big truck tires, big monster truck tires like you would put on your four-wheel drive, those big 38-inch, 44-inch monster mudders. Now, you can't put enough weights like this around the bead because you're starting to chase the weight. So that you put some balance beads in there. You may have to put 3 packages in there, but chances are, if you're gonna try to ride that thing down the highway, it'll somewhat be balanced. It may sound like a freight train coming at you, but anyway, I'm rambling on. You can do it. If you buy your wheels and tires online, mount them yourself, get some balance beads off of Amazon, pour it in there, and you'll never have to go to the tire store again. Shot myself in the foot because I was in the tire business for 25 years, so I might know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks for watching. Now get out in the garage and go build something. See you guys in the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe.